Hey, welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be cleaning and detailing this CBX. This belongs to a friend of a friend of a friend. It's been sitting for quite some time. I'm not sure if it's actually currently running. And I'm not doing any of the mechanical work on it. Somebody else is going to be taking care of that. But this is kind of a clean and detail. The owner wants to kind of get it back looking as good as it can look. So it's in generally, I think, pretty good shape. It's just been showing the signs of sitting for a long time. There's a lot of dust. There's a lot of corrosion. Tires are weather checked, so at some point somebody will have to put new tires on it. And fork seals, I think, are gone. It'll need fork seals. Somebody else will do that. But yeah, it's just dusty, dirty, kind of corrosion. You can see here on the tops of the carbs. I'll try to get in there as much as I can and clean those up. And some paint worn off here and there. We'll see if the cylinders will come clean or if they need to be touched up. I don't want to do any paint work unless I absolutely have to. I'd like to try and keep everything as original as possible. Keep it looking nice though. Polish all the chrome. Just get it looking as good as it can look. That's the goal for today. Should be looking good when it's done. Yeah, I mean, just generally speaking, I mean, it's just dirty. You can see you can really see some of the marks in the paint there in the black. But and again, there's like these decals. I'm not even sure they may have been clear coated in at one time, but you can certainly feel them. So same with the pinstriping. Some of it's kind of chipping off there. The clear coat maybe has been coming off, so I don't want to be hitting this sort of stuff with a power buffer. I'll clean it all by hand just to make sure that nothing gets no decals get damaged or anything like that. All right, so I'm gonna have to see if I can get the windshield off because there's all kinds of bugs and stuff down in here. I'm not sure what that is. If it's a missing screw or fastener. There's one missing windshield fastener here. But yeah, it's just dirty, right? There's fork seal gone on this side, so it's leaking fork oil. So yeah, I hope you can get all the body work off this. Take the tank off, take the seat off. I'll probably take the chain guard off and the luggage off the back. And I think the front fairing could be interesting to remove, but I think it would be good if I can get that off as well. I think these ones are fairly straightforward. These two screws here come out, and then this just comes right off from the back side. But how you get the inside panels off, I don't know. The windshield attached here. I don't want to take these out and have some fasteners fall down on the inside or anything, so to do some research on how this comes apart. All right, so I managed to get the windshield off. This one is captive, so I can loosen it off a little bit more. The rest of them are not captive, but I can get this off far enough to clean in behind it. And then this rubber piece here, this thing here, it was on the outside of the windshield. It should be underneath on the inside like that, But yeah, I'll loosen that one off a little bit more, and then that'll give me room to get in here. I put a well nut in here as well, one of those rubber windshield well nuts, so then I can put in, this was missing, so I can put another bolt in there just to kind of fill in the hole, because it was didn't look quite right with that in there. All right, let's do just a bit of a pan around here with some daylight on it. We can see what we're dealing with. So the biggest issue really, I think, is corrosion. The paintwork and all that kind of stuff should clean up quite easily. It's this sort of stuff, especially if it's got clear coat on it. The rocker cover, cam cover is not too bad, but the cylinders where the black paint is not in the greatest shape. Chrome pipes which are not, they're not OEM pipes, and it's just like a shorty exhaust system on here. Some corrosion on those. Yeah, we'll just see how it is once it's all washed and cleaned. As I showed you before, I did manage to get the windshield off here. It's going to be a bit of a chore getting it back on, because getting to these fastener holes here with the flange bolts is not going to be simple, but I'll figure out a way. Yeah, but you know, you got to clean it, wash the whole thing off first before you can make any sort of real assessment of what's going on there. All right, so here's after just the basic wash, just to knock all of the main crud off it. And so, you know, it certainly made a huge difference just washing it, but it kind of reveals here, so you can see that there is quite a bit of paint over time, I guess, has worn off the engine there. And then looks like some point somebody is actually, oh, this is just grease and dirt and oil on here, which you can see. That'll have to be cleaned off. And then there's yeah, just a lot of general griminess all around here, so we're gonna have to get some products in there to clean all that stuff off. And the you know, the center stand and the side stand are just really awful. That's gonna get cleaned, and probably the oil pan will have to get cleaned off. So I think yeah, we're just gonna start picking away at this. I think we'll take the seat off, we'll take the luggage off, just so we can get at everything, probably the fuel tank, and then we can give it a good deep cleaning under there. Okay, just a quick shot of some of the products I'm going to use here. Meguiar's paint cleaner step 1, Meguiar's polish step 2. I may use some Autoglym super resin polish on there, and then we'll go with some of the Mother's California Gold synthetic wax. There's some bumper and trim gel, and then this stuff just to extra gloss protection. And I'm not sure yet which of the chrome polishes I'm going to use. I'll try this on it first. It's kind of the least aggressive. The bluing side of the pipes near the headers, I've got another product I'm going to get from upstairs for that. And then there's going to be a different polish for any of the aluminum as well, because some of that corrosion needs to be taken care of. But I'm going to do the paint first, because it's easier to do that with stuff still on the bike, and then I'll set about removing some of the panels. So this is Auto Glim bumper and trim gel. Stuff works really nice. So that's the basic kind of wash, wax, and a little bit of chrome polish done. So I think the next step is going to be just kind of starting to take some of the panels off. I'll take the seat unit off, take the side panels, take the luggage, probably pull the tank off, get everything kind of cleaned up underneath there. We'll start with doing things like the polish on the pipes and some of the other aluminum parts that are starting to corrode. Get that cleaned up. We'll clean the frame up kind of underneath here, get all that polished up. Wheels kind of need some attention, so we'll get those all cleaned properly, and we'll go from there. I'll kind of do a basic assessment of what what else could be done or should be done. I'm a big fan of kind of preservation wherever possible, and I don't want to just start throwing paint at this thing, even on the area of the engine. Like, if there's something to be said for originality and unrestored, just kept clean, and sometimes a little bit of patina on a very clean bike is the way to go. So you can go miles and miles in the progress chain, just kind of cleaning up corrosion without spray painting the fins on the cylinders, or where the boot rub is there. So I think what I'm going to do is take a look at it once I kind of get through the next phase. I'm going to call the owner and let him know what I think might be worth doing or not worth doing, or shouldn't be done, and then we can go from there. So the other thing I did was I put the passenger foot pegs on the correct side. So these were kind of switched around, so they were backwards, so they're all back where they should be. So that's all good. All right, so there's the underside of the body work. Back here, this is the air filter cover, but yeah, back here not too bad. Up here, pretty disgusting, but that's kind of where they all go. It's not very often the tank comes off. The seat panel and whatnot tends to come off a lot more often to get access to the battery, so they tend to be quite a bit cleaner. But anyway, enough rambling on. Let's start to get some stuff cleaned up under here. All right, so there's the underside of the tank, or the frame area, all cleaned up. Looks like new. So I think now I'm going to move on to the pipes, the headers specifically, and this is what I'm using: Autosol bluing remover. We'll see how that goes, and also might try a bit of regular Autosol. Okay, so I've been cleaning wheels, getting those cleaned up. Took a shot at the pipes. I might have to take another run at those. They're very, very stubborn. I'm not sure what kind of chrome that is, but it doesn't come clean as easily as most of the chromes that I've cleaned with that stuff before. However, we'll keep at it. Clean the chain and whatnot. Everything's looking quite tidy underneath here. So yeah, it's now really a matter of the worst part of this, which I'll give you a view here. So that center stand and side stand are horrible. These pipes need to be cleaned under here, and then that's really, really dirty. That's going to be a nasty, nasty job cleaning under there. But that's all got to get done. I may take a shot at cleaning the bottom of this engine casing as well. We'll see what the owner wants to do. I also probably have to clean these aluminum collars a little bit too. They're kind of tarnished from heat. The valve cover, you can't really polish it. It's kind of got an anodized or cleared finish on it. So I'm just going to give that another good cleaning, but you can't buff and polish that stuff, because to do that you've got to basically take the valve cover off and completely strip it, and that's kind of not what I'm doing on this one. So yeah, and then I do have a call into the owner to see what his thoughts are on dealing with the paint and whatnot. I mean, there's arguments to be made on both sides of the equation. Keep it completely original as much as possible. Just clean it, and how it presents, because I believe he is thinking of selling it. A very kind of honest, clean bike. Or do you start painting all of the engine parts, and that becomes a huge exercise for sure, but we'll see what he wants to do. All right, there she is, all cleaned up. She looks really good. The only thing I'm still not 100% pleased with yet is the headers. I'm going to give those one more go, but everything else turned out really well. I did paint the side stand and the center stand because they were really grimy and were covered in rust. But yeah, she turned out really well. I did speak to the owner, and my recommendation was not to paint anything engine-wise. I think it presents really nicely as a very clean Survivor original bike, and I think it would be a shame to start blasting paint onto it. So I think it presents well enough and clean enough, and honestly, that he's not going to have any trouble selling this. That's for sure. It's a gorgeous bike. So that's going to be a wrap for this video. Something a little bit different, and I hope you enjoyed it. It's a beautiful bike. Thanks for watching. See you next time.